flowing and going here on KUHS Denver. But right now, we got someone very special in the studio with you. He sings, he does poetry, he does inspirational speaking at schools, you name it, he does it all. He's my good friend, Mr. Ayinde Russell is in the studio. What's going on, Ayinde?
What it do, Jess?
What it do? Yep, see?
Been a minute.
It's been a while. It's been too long, bro. But I'm glad you're here. Want to get you in, tell everyone your story, get it out to the world. So we thank you for being here. And as always, Mr. Henry Archuleta in the building.
Hanging with you, Jesse,
Hang-
has been a gas. I always got to say this about you, Jess. And Lenny's been saying you're my other son now. I've adopted you.
Well,
Did you see your adoption
Yeah,
papers?
I saw it.
Okay. So
I've always
when are
felt
you going to
that
sign him?
way.
It's
I'll
a
sign it
pleasure
right
to
now.
be. It's a pleasure to be in here with India.
Ayinde.
Ayinde.
Yeah.
Ayinde.
Yeah, yes, sir.
That's a beautiful name, bro.
Well, thank you, man.
And so you do poetry. You're a entertainer. And Jesse's been talking a lot about you. So we're gonna get down to the nitty gritty here, up
Okay.
close and personal of how you got started with this. There's somewhere along the line, since you were young, I'm sure you started doing a lot of fun things. So tell us about it and start from when you first were young doing this kind of thing.
That's good. That's good. My first recollection of having a fascination with words affirmed, first of all. My parents, I remember getting a hold of I don't know, it must have been a worksheet I was using for school that had stories on it or something like that. And they were like, there's some crazy detail in here relative to this story. I think I just always had a fascination with words. In college, it kind of blossomed. I've been writing hip hop for a while and performing. And then some radical changes took place in my life, and I started looking for ways to connect with other folks that didn't involve me kind of sabotaging my own life. And then I ran into some friends who were just as avid writers as I, but they were packaging theirs a little bit differently. They weren't writing hip hop per se, but poetry and short stories and just like into the craft and into as many possibilities that writing offered as they could think of. And we started hanging out, and then next thing you know, like me and these cats are organizing events at a friend's house where we're just hanging out. We've got a DJ involved. We've got a mic.
It wasn't DJ Jess, was it?
Not DJ Jess.
Not yet.
DJ Jess. Man, DJ Jess might not have been born yet, I think.
Yeah,
He might
no,
not have-
yeah.
Wasn't even a twinkle in my dad's eye.
Yeah, nah. This was in '95, maybe '96.
Almost.
You know what I find interesting about you, just listening to your oration right now, just as your dialogue, as you're talking,
Mm.
it seems like your words are almost starting to come together as a poetry. You about started there, just the way you're talking, and that was interesting because my ear hears that, and it makes my ear ring.
Yeah.
It's like a vocal resonation coming off of you, just as you were talking right now. So go ahead, continue.
It is. I don't know. It's I
Years
feel like
of experience.
Yes,
right
that's
there.
what it is. You can
well,
tell.
and it ain't like it's all practiced or anything like that. I think
It's where you flow.
poetry for me has been more about uncovering my own authentic voice than it has been architecting one for myself. If that makes sense.
No, it doesn't. Explain.
Yeah. I think the difference is I could become I could try to like create a caricature where I've learned to do things with words that are crafty, that show that I've got a real handle on device, and that I can turn a phrase and all of those kind of things, but where one's heart comes out, I think, in writing is when like you can get all of the junk out of the way that keeps you from being able to say things the way that they manifest themselves in your brain.
Where do you find all this vocabulary? It's just flowing right now. Judas Priest don't go too far up into
That's
that
good.
grade level on me. I barely went to the third grade.
I'm not trying to mess with you, man. I'm not trying to.
I'm just joking with you because we want to keep this all soft. It's like, well, I'm not gonna get serious because you're really
That's
doing a
right.
good job on what you're telling us about. It's really sweet to understand what you're doing. It's great. It's what we're bringing to the audience. If you just joined us here on KUHSdenver.com, we have a fabulous individual here that's opening up something to you and Jesse brought you in here. It's like this is great, offering this kind of individual like yourself to express yourself in this manner.
Yeah.
And so we enjoy this because I'm enjoying just listening to you. It's great.
Something
That's
new.
what's up.
It's
Something
new
new.
and it's clear.
You know, but he doesn't only do poetry. That's the thing.
That's
man.
I know. I can tell by his voice. His voice
His
is
voice.
ringing my
You know, I
ear.
went through this phase during high school where all I listened to was Donny Hathaway.
Let's go, Jesse.
and you know, Ayinde
That
knows
should
this.
be a phase, bro. That should be a lifestyle.
It should be, you know, but I got so into it after watching his unsung biography. You know, we did a poetry.
Oh, so you've done poetry too, then? Jeff?
I did, but it was during high school, and you know, we had to bring our favorite poem in, and what I used was "A Song for You" by Donny Hathaway.
That's the joint.
And I was looking on YouTube, you know, and I came across you singing it by accident. And I
Oh.
said, well, I got to check it out, you know, and he just blew me away. Like, I actually played it for the class after I read my poem,
Huh.
you know, and, you know, down there at Arupe, everyone loves Ayinde. They love the way he walks, they love the way he talks, they love the way he communicates. And, you know, he only just doesn't do poetry. And that's the great part about him. He
Now here's the
speaks
thing,
perfect,
you know, you
and
say everybody loves
sings great.
Ayinde, and just listening to him right now, I says, man, he was grabbing my ears, like, wow, this is cool. This is vocabulary, everything. Just, wow, I can learn some things here. You know, you can teach an old dog new tricks. You know?
Well, man, I met Jesse. Man, I don't even know how long ago it was now. But I've been a part of a program that works with youth, encouraging life skills develop, just life skill development
Mhm.
with youth. I've worked with that program for the last 12 years and met Jesse at Arupe. And I think I've just had a lot of opportunity to work with students at Arupe in various ways, and we've connected really. Like my heart and that school are attached, and so it's just cool. Like it's been years now, and this dude has graduated. He's now a professional man. He's a DJ. He's hosting his own radio show, and he want to pull back an old cat like me, you know, to sit up in his space with him. That's an honor to
But
me.
see, the way you look, to me, you still look very, very young. You say old cat? Dude, you're holding it well for just saying being an old cat. You look as young as Jesse.
Well,
Judas Priest. I was looking at a couple of young guys. Now, when I look in the mirror, then you can say an old cat. You know, it's like.
but you're holding up strong over there, man.
Hey, so are we gonna get any some stuff off of him right
Yeah,
now?
you brought you sent me
Get it in.
2 tracks, Imagination and Clear Your Throat. Now I've been listening to Imagination on repeat. It's just a great song.
Right on.
The content in it is great. So talk about it. How'd that come along?
I think I've always lived between two worlds as an artist, and it's not as though these two worlds are all that divided. But I've always sung of love music from very early on. My parents could get a tantrum to end with me if they put some large headphones on me and sat me in a chair. Like all they had to do was put on Michael Jackson Off the Wall album, and I'm good. You know what I mean?
That's how
Like,
I was too.
Yeah, look,
No,
That
you were
I
Donny
swear.
Hathaway though.
No, that came later.
Oh,
That came
sorry.
way later.
My bad. My bad.
No, my basics were the Temps, Michael,
Let's go.
the Four Tops, Marvin Gaye.
He's gonna keep
Let's
going.
do it.
Right?
Let's
He's
go.
gonna list them all.
You know,
Watch.
and that was the funny part when you would just sing a little bit in the class, and you
Let's
know,
go.
he'd say, "I've been really trying," you know, and I come out trying to hold back this.
You
And it was
already
funny.
knew.
We
It's
laughed,
true.
we laughed, and no one knew what we were talking about. None of my classmates knew what song it was or anything. And you know, that's just how.
Well, because you're separated by several
yeah.
generations now. You know, what I mean, we're talking about the generation that preceded me, and for you to have that same knowledge, like you know, people in your class is like, what's happening right now?
And they,
you know what I mean?
you know, they laugh and think it was funny, but you know, I
You
crack
were
up laughing
real.
because yeah.
Jesse has some age to him. He has some quality.
So are we gonna hear
So
poetry?
with that
Do you-
being said, let them know what imagination is all about.
So Imagination was a song that I wrote around I decided in 2009, 2008, maybe 2008, that I was interested in releasing a CD. I've been involved in poetry scenes all over the country for a year, and I wanted to kind of find a place where I could catalog my work. But not only that, I've always incorporated music into my onstage performances, whether or not I was in a competition for poetry or just on an open mic. I wanted to be faithful to all the parts of me that have always been parts of me. And so when I did the CD, I wanted there to be live poetry covers of my own work, but then also I wanted there to be like songs that I wrote. And like, my tribute to the music that's influenced me most, soul and R&B and then, mix in that neo feel to it too. So imagination as a song, the concept is basically like give me the opportunity to create a space with you where like anything is possible. Romantic kind of feel to it. I'm trying not to get all crazy because I don't normally do the Luther V thing. I don't normally do the Barry thing, so trying to be all cool on the radio right now, like, and attract that kind of attention. Not me, but if you got the track, I don't know.
I got the track.
Are they trying to hear the track today?
Let's do the track right now.
Okay.
Ayinde Russell, Imagination, right here, KUHSdenver.com. We are still streaming live video. That's your camera right there. Wave to everyone. What's up, everyone? You're listening to Imagination by Mr. Ayinde Russell. We got him up close and personal right here, right now. So we're going to let you get a little taste of this imagination. You got that Drew Hill twang, the 90s R&B, the Cisco, yeah.
So there you have it here on KUHSdenver.com. Jesse brings in Ayinde. Yeah, listening to it live here on the live stream. If you're listening to us live stream, you can hear it on both sides. Turn off one or the other. If you like, just in certain areas of the world, you can't see the video, but you can definitely listen to the audio. You make sure and take care of doing that because we love for you to check us out here in the studio. We got Jesse here and Ayinde here. Yo, what's up there? Hope you're all having a good time. I've been having a good time. I always have a good time. Jesse lets me come in and have a party. He told me don't drink so much, so I put down the beer.
Not today. Not today.
I really don't, so don't think I do.
41 years in the promotion business. Archuleta Promotions right here. Don't know where it's at. Mr. Henry Archuleta.
Still doing it.
Still doing it.
Still having a good time. Still promoting. I didn't mention that we brought in Confunction at one time.
Oh, I know.
But I keep that on the down low.
Did you go to that Stevie Wonder concert?
Oh man, I missed it. I had a friend tell me about it kind of at the last minute because I had no idea.
Man.
And then I was like, I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe Stevie's in town. I'm going to miss him.
Did you go? Oh yeah, I couldn't miss it, man. Songs in the Key of Life, one of my all-time favorite albums.
Good for you, dude. Did you get some good seats?
Oh yeah.
So you knew he was coming out way in advance.
Just being in there was a good seat no matter where you were at.
Yeah. You know, it's
No matter
Pepsi
where
Center.
you were at.
I always thought the Pepsi Center was pretty big, but when I was there that night, I was like, this is actually not that big.
Gotcha.
Unless you sit in the 300 section, then you're like, damn. But I was in the 100s, you know.
Oh, okay, pretty close to stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, not bad, dude.
No, for $60 a pop.
You got them for $60? Yeah, when I looked online, I think this was like the day of.
Oh yeah. See, I got mine the day of too. I went down to the Pepsi Center though. Not online. Cause they hit you with all them fees, all them.
It was $100 to be up in the 300 section.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't gonna play that. Steve, one of the best shows I've seen though.
So you're listening to KUHSdenver.com. Ayinde in the house. DJ Jess, myself, Henry Archuleta. I hope you're enjoying what we'll be bringing you.
Say hello to all the Arupe alumni out there listening. You guys aren't little kids anymore. We know you love Ayinde.
There was somebody saying they're going to be listening to you for that because you're going to mention
Oh yeah, special shout out to Miss Crystal Gonzalez. Remember Crystal?
Crystal
Absolutely.
Gonzalez. So you're going to say hi to you,
Crystal
Crystal.
and I went to high school together. That was crazy. I
That's
saw her
true.
Facebook
And I worked with
post.
her with my CWSP job.
No. Yeah, that was super crazy. Blast from the past. Yeah.
Blast from the past. And there you have a little bit of
We used to clown in
imagination.
theology class together. It was crazy.
Yeah, we're just saying a special shout out to Miss Crystal Gonzalez, who's out there listening from Yes Communities out there, Match Buff High School.
Representing.
Yeah, Match Buff High School.
I had to
Remember
get
that?
out of there. Yeah.
Catholic High School.
I had to get out of there.
Had to get
Enough
out.
respect to Matchbuff High School, but I really wanted to be at East High School. That's my alma mater right now. So.
There you go.
If you got to enjoy that song, that was Ayinde just throwing it down for you. Really, really good stuff.
Imagination. Let your imagination run wild a little bit. Huh?
Yeah, that's some good stuff right there. And we're only we're bringing it to you live, so you everybody around the world, if you're patched in wherever you're at, hope you're listening. Hope you're liking it out there in Nevada. We gotta always say hi to her.
Oh yeah.
And she religiously, takes care
Faithful
of.
listener, one of our
Yeah.
most faithful listeners out there, Miss Sherry, out in Las Vegas, Nevada. And
What
of
up,
course,
Sherry?
what up, Sherry? San Francisco, California is locked in right now. Haxton, Colorado, and of course over the pond in the Czech Republic. The Czech Republic's in listening to Ayinde right now.
And they're staying tuned. They're not letting go.
Mm-mm.
Appreciate that, Czech Republic.
Czech Republic.
Give them some contact information.
It's funny.
Maybe on a flight.
Did you ever think that in some day or other would be in this radio broadcasting around the world? That's so cool that this technology has brought forth this type of capability to expose you, Ayinde Russell, to the
It's
world.
amazing how small the world has gotten.
Actually, it's
Too
giant.
small.
It's giant size. Everybody says it's small. No, it's giant size. It's huge.
Just the ability to interact with people intercontinentally,
Yes.
via the click of a button.
You know-
And sometimes that's not even required. It reduces, I think, some of the distance that I don't know. Previously, I don't know. I grew up before the internet
Was it?
happened. You know what I mean? Like I remember when the internet came on and everybody was like, "What?
Can
What
you
does
flow?
that mean?"
Can you flow right now with some poetry? Talking
Give us
about
something
this?
live.
Give it. Come on. Give it to us live, Ayinde. You've got it. Let's flow. Let's go.
That
Give us a
is-
show.
You're a poet and you don't even know it. Look how you're putting the words together right now. It's great.
Because you're inspiring me. You can teach this old dog new tricks, I told you. Okay, here you go. From Ayinde.
Yeah, you know what, man? That's kind of tough. If you want a freestyle, then put a beat on and I'll give you some hip hop. That'd be great. But just kind of.
I want to put him on the spot there for you.
He
Yeah,
always
you
does
close
that.
the
We always
person
do that
Yeah,
to a lot
yeah,
of people. You know, if
everybody.
you got the well, sing us something then.
That's
Ooh.
easy.
Let
That's
me-
easy.
let-
Let's
let-
do that
you know
Donny
what?
Hathaway.
Let's
song.
Oh,
do it.
yeah,
Song
this
for
is
you.
the one,
Let,
yeah,
let me hear it live.
I've been so many places in my life and time. I've sung a lot of songs. I made some bad rhymes. I've acted out my life in stages with 10,000 people watching. But we're alone now, and I'm singing this song to you. It's a little something else.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
check it out.
it right there.
Let's
See these gems, these golden gems Denver has,
Yeah.
and we get to expose it. KUHS
Man, I got
radio
goosebumps
gets
right
to,
now. I'm not
yeah.
gonna lie. Goosebumps. Ayinde Russell singing one of my that's my all-time favorite
It's on
song
your
right
show,
there. A
too,
song for
Jesse.
you. I got to record it. Never gonna throw it away.
That's how we
Ayinde
do.
Russell, you know.
It's
Wow.
on your show,
Wow.
Jesse. Think about it. What you got to, expose to the world. Ayinde Russell.
To the world.
To the world.
So what I want to touch on one thing. What got you
Awesome.
involved into going into schools and talking about what you do and talk about we're gonna throw it out there. You talk about sex. You talk about life purposes. You talk about just a little bit of everything. Before our prom, you had to talk to us a couple times. Because they didn't want us doing the nasty and all that stuff. You had to get our head on straight. And you know what? People listen to you. They not only listen to you because they like the way you look, but they like your voice and they like the content. in your voice, and you reach out and you talk to our souls. You don't just talk to us, you talk to our souls. How'd that happen?
Well, I mean, let me say first, just hearing you say that, for me, does something. You know, that you all just didn't consider it another talk,
Hmm.
but that you felt like you had somebody connecting with you on a soul level.
Hmm.
That has always been my intent. I think the reason why I entered into work that concerned whole person health, physical health, mental health, emotional health, spiritual health, social health. The reason why I got into that work is because a large part of my life, I feel like, um, was not wasted because of choices that I made that compromised my well-being. But certainly there were scars earned and trauma survived that I could have chose, I could have decided differently about. Some of that was welcomed in via my choice, and and to the degree that like other folks don't have to experience the same, I felt compelled to like enter into work where I could maybe make a difference and share from um, my own experiences, but also learning from those experiences. So that's what gave me the inspiration, and to hear you say like, man, you want to connect with our souls means that.
You
Um,
did. You absolutely inspired us. Every time we went into theology class or something, was people will say, "Oh, Yende's coming today. We'll be at lunch," and you'll walk down the cafeteria and you'll just see heads.
that's funny.
Just turn, but not only the females and the teachers, but us guys too, because you were such an inspiration to us. You taught us the right way to do, the right things to do, and you kept our head on straight.
For those of you joining us, you're listening to Ayinde Russell, inspirational individual. Jesse brought him into the house here on KUHSdenver.com. If you can't catch this now, you're missing the tail end, you barely got on, we're going to repost this up on Facebook, the whole entire interview with Ayinde Russell. It's just been incredibly enjoyable to have him here on our show.
And if you're
Jesse
just
I got
started-
that poetry for you too if you need it.
Oh, let's hear it.
You needed that
You're
verse,
ready.
didn't
Let's
you?
do it.
You're ready
I
for
mean, you
it?
put me on the spot, but I had to make sure that I had the right
I
thing.
knew you
for
brought
it.
your iPad for a
Yes,
reason.
you're ready.
All day. We try to
Yes.
stay ready. Look. Here, I'll give it to you.
Here we
like
go.
this.
Here we go. Ayinde Russell.
Let me just say that we are right now in a time period where people are really needing to get face to face with their privilege and get educated around the ways in which um, some of us are not systematically treated with the same favor that others are. So anyway, out of conversations where people are talking about extrajudicial killings by the police and talking about racism in America, things like this happen. Conversations like this happen. One like this happened with me. It's, a guy said, I say, you say Barack Obama clench his jaw like it'll give me pause like a comma does. Si se puede, a black president say the USA is fine, we all colorblind? Who thinks it's better we shut off the retina, make race invisible sight that only benefit white? Washington, built on backs of black labor, American good Samaritan, but who is your neighbor? If this land was stolen, then who needs their papers? And Christ ain't really white, so who is your savior now? Say prejudice, some say they ignorance bliss, till 911 come and make terrorists plain. I rack the brain for error, it's apparent if this government made Saddam, then Hussein.
And said it like it's supposed to be said.
Hit him hard.
Ooh,
Hit him
ouch.
hard.
Let's go.
Yeah, that was great. Indy, you are bringing some of the most, along with
Told you
everybody
it was
else.
different.
Oh, not different. This is
Different.
right on point for what
Yeah.
we want to, instill into
Mhm.
some of our listeners. We are bringing you some of the gems of Denver, Colorado. So if you missed this, I'm telling you, we're going to send a pre-recorded version right up on social sites everywhere. Thanks to Jesse. DJ Jess is bringing in some of the, some of the foremost, leaders in the community as well as artists, entertainers, and we're having a really nice time, showing off what Denver has. Isn't that right, Jess?
You know it. That's what KUHS Denver does. We showcase some of the best local talent that Denver has to offer. And it's like I said it before, I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna keep on saying it. It's an honor to have you sit by my side, Ayinde.
It's my pleasure.
Finally talking up close and personal. I was always late to class because
Uh-huh.
I always wanted to hang around and talk to you. And I was always late to class, but now ain't nobody late now. So I want to
Except
thank you.
me, right?
Except you're not even late, bro. You're right on time. You
Barely,
are right
barely.
on
You
time.
always tell me, how come you come pulling up 30 seconds before I go on?
When I go live at 10 o'clock, you got to get here before 9:59.
But I'm here. I'm not late, right?
But you're here. We got one more by Ayinde. Clear Your Throat.
Yeah. This is a tribute to the.
This ain't no DJ Cool. Let me clear my throat, right?
Are we closing the show with this one?
We still got a little bit of time,
Okay.
but we're gonna close it out with that. But this Electric Flowers. What is it? Is that your album? How'd that come about?
That's the album. Out on iTunes, out on CD, baby. You can catch it in them places. I, I had this experience of like competing with a national poetry slam team called Slam Nuba. It's based out of Denver, Colorado. Meets at the Crossroads Theater last Saturday of every month. In 2011, we won the National Poetry Slam. Team I was on, super crazy, like 500 poets from all over the country converging on one place. 72 different teams and a team from Denver took it all. It was amazing. We've had other teams from Denver take it all. Youth teams, team out of the Mercury Cafe. Our youth team is called Minor Disturbance. Like lots of amazing talent here in Denver, Colorado. And I got involved with that scene in 2008. And for me, it was more or less just a catalyst to push me as a writer. Because I saw just a lot of folks dedicated to their craft. And so I decided to record after my first year competing on a slam team. And that's where Electric Flowers is born out of a lot of the work that I wrote prior to that year. And in that year, when I got like really kind of connected to this artist community nationally that I hadn't been before. And then at the same time, I was trying to stay faithful to my roots as a hip hop artist and also as a singer. So it had a little bit of everything in there.
Electric Flowers. I love the title of that, bro. And the cover photo on it, Electric Flowers. They look cool.
That's what we're trying to do.
So before we close out, we're gonna close it out with your song "Clear Your Throat." What is the future looking like for Mr. Ayinde Russell?
I'm trying for publication now. I've sent a manuscript over to a group called Cave Canem. They are a site for African American poets, particularly first and second time authors, and they have publishing awards that they do each year. So I've sent a manuscript their way. I'm really interested in trying to move forward as a writer into the publication realm and trying to author some things. So that's what's on the horizon. I got to travel to Dubai and India as a vocalist this year, so that was amazing. So I'm just looking forward to continuing travel and continuing to kind of expand my field.
I bet you Dubai was just an exhilarating,
see,
crazy.
exhilarating. Like,
It was crazy.
like, what the freeze did they put on this? The man-made island type thing?
Listen,
What were they thinking?
they are
Extremely rich.
Dubai is like it is the I think Arab world at its pinnacle in terms
Wow.
of like affluence and wealth. The world's tallest building is there, the Burj Khalifa. It's literally almost half a mile high.
And why?
Just because they can, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that's the why. Just because they can.
Did you see that somebody put up an eagle and they put a little tiny GoPro on an eagle and they had that eagle fly around that tallest building and give you a bird's eye view and you could see the head of the eagle going back and forth as that bird flew around. It was a big eagle and they put the tiny, camera on its back so that you can see from the back of his head. And it flew around
Yeah.
that building. And
Yeah.
just looking from the bird's eye view, I said, why is it up so high? Look at the height of that thing.
Yeah, there was
Did it move? Did you get to go in it?
I did get to go in it. I think we were up on like the 148th floor, something like that,
Jesus.
overlooking the rest of the city.
Did it
and
move?
other skyscrapers.
Did that skyscraper move?
I didn't feel it move. I'm sure it probably does. I didn't
Oh.
feel it move. If that would have happened, I would have quickly been back on that elevator and down to the like bottom floor. We don't get down like that. But it was fascinating. A truly fascinating place. I'd have to say there's a statement that was made at a mosque that we went to, the only mosque that you can visit in Dubai. as a Westerner and as a non-Muslim. Um, the tour guide that was there said, basically, we're trying to make Islam famous.
Jeez.
And in some ways, like I felt like Dubai was a greater representation of that same sentiment. They want to make the Arab world famous. This is the Arab world like presenting itself as a pearl. At least that was my take. So fascinating place. I'd love to go back and do some shows. Like
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be fun?
yeah, some more shows would be great.
When's your next show here in Denver?
You know what? I'm visiting a poetry joint tonight in Aurora. It's at a restaurant called AB's. It's off of Alameda and Sable. From 8 to 10, they've got an open mic going there with a guy that I used to run with a lot. His name is Reality. Great host and is connected to a burgeoning poetry movement here in the city. He's doing some things that are cool. And then I had to look at my calendar, bro. But I got a website that people can go and visit. It's ayindetakad.com for more information on me. And folks can always hit me out on Facebook, Ayinde Russell.
And we're gonna get linked up to our website too, so you can make sure you check out Mr. Ayinde Russell on kuhsdenver.com. We're gonna throw it up there. Time flies when we're having fun, bro.
Yes, sir.
We started a little late, ran a little late, but it was worth it. And once again, I thank you for coming in.
My pleasure, man. It's
I've
good to
been
see
waiting
you
for this.
again.
Good to see you too. You're always welcome here at KUHS. Whenever you get a new album out or something, get a new recording, send it to us. We'll pop it on, whether it's poetry, a song, whatever. We're gonna showcase you around the world just like we did today.
Appreciate that, man. Yeah, super proud of you, bro. Look at you doing your thing.
Thank you.
Y'all better show some love to DJ Jess up in the studio. You know what I mean?
And don't forget, next week we're only going to have one guest. We'll announce that guest later on this week. We're hoping to have some answers before this show, but next week we're going to only have one guest because we may be doing a live feed from the Cash Bar for a special private event featuring, do you remember all the guests?
Oh yeah, the rising queen of salsa soul, Miss Techita Lopez, is going to be there, and then you got the legends themselves. Mr. Pete Escovedo is going to be there, Juan Escovedo and Paris Escovedo as well, and also a special appearance by Denver's own Latin Soul, John De Leon. Shout out to brother John De Leon and the whole entire crew of Latin Soul. So be on the lookout for that. Keep listening to KUHS Denver. We're going to be talking about that more as the weekend comes. So
Yeah, it's a big kickoff party for Antonio Martinez.
it is. He's running District 1 House of Reps. So.
House of Representatives. So we'll be there. I was invited, so I may show up also. I try to stay out of the limelight all the time. Jesse knows that about me. I really try to stay away from it. I used to love it, but now I'm kind of chilling now, letting Jesse take the forefront on everybody else who's here. All our DJs are top shelf DJs, every one of them. There is no half stepper in this business with us. We've got Mr. International.
Mr.
Shout out
International. Yeah, Paul Chavez is on board with us. You can
been
hear
at it
him
over 30 years.
every Saturday, deep cuts, 10 to 12, right before my show. So make sure
DJ
you check it
Jen,
out.
she does that alternative rock show Mondays.
Yeah, I don't know what she's gonna do next week. Last episode of Walking Dead, she does the Talking Dead as well. So shout out to her. We got Lenny and the Lenny Sports Show. March Madness is very hot right now, going into round 2. So check him out Mondays, Thursdays, 12 to 1. Who else? Janine Santana with her show Via 4 to 6.
And prior to
check
that,
her
we've
out.
got Greg Rashid, a
Greg
well-known
Rashid.
big historian here in Denver, Colorado. He is huge out there on the East Coast, and also he's big here in Denver. He was on KUVO just the other morning.
Mhm.
They wanted to have him on there, but we got him exclusively on Wednesdays and Saturday nights.
Check him out.
Nice.
And then our newest shows, we got the Jazz and Soul Express with Steve every Thursday.
Every
Every
Thursday
Thursday,
following the Denver
2 to
takeover.
4 o'clock, and then our up close, most personal show here talks about domestic violence. Your resources, you are not alone. It's called "I'm Not a Baker, I Don't Sugarcoat." Shh.
Oh, that's a great show.
Yeah, it is a great show. So special shout out to our host, Miss Andrea Montoya Mitchell. And there you have it.
Oh, no.
KUHS Denver.
Wait a minute.
Oh,
There's
who
the
else are we
DJ
missing?
Jess show. There's 2
Oh
more.
yeah, there's me.
On Sunday, we
You
have Canciones del Domingo with
And
DJ
we're gonna have a
Jess.
special guest tomorrow. We got a tribute of Selena coming to town on art at an art gallery. We got some of the creators, the executive producers of the show coming in tomorrow. We're gonna talk a little bit about it.
Following your show, we've got another big Christian show. We've got
Intervisions FM. We keep getting more shows, bro.
It's
I
like
keep forgetting.
there's a lot of them. You cannot forget anybody. So we want to also
Yes.
make sure and talk about that because Intervisions FM really doing some good hip hop and some Christian music.
Christian rap, yeah.
Oh, Chris, it's just great, great music, and everybody dials in, and he follows your show, and you've already got all the audience for him, and so he picks up your audience and picks up some more. So big shout out to you. So for your Intervisions FM, we're broadcasting your show, and it's been great having you on board.
You know, but this right here is my favorite show. Music Alive with my man Mr. Henry Archuleta, showcasing some
This
of the
show
best.
has been on fire.
It's on fire.
This
We've
one
had
is taking off like
the
a
one and
rocket.
only Sue Charles Such was on here, and for me to hear her on Sirius XM Heart and Soul Radio, I say, I interviewed her. So, that's great. The one and only Hazel Miller has been in here. Our first one, Larry Dunn from Earth, Wind and Fire.
Daryl Woolfolk.
Daryl Woolfolk, the drummer for Gladys Knight and the Pips, was in here.
Very nice.
And you sit up there.
Chris Daniels and the Kings.
Chris Daniels and the Kings, Fred Gowdy, but that's what I mean. We bring some of the best.
There's too many to
acts.
mention
There's
now.
way too many to
Yes,
mention.
but we were going to throw it out there for everybody.
Absolutely. So, Ayinde, you sit up there high with the rest of these people, and that's why I wanted to get you in here. You're a big part of Denver's society as far as inspiration goes.
And I really appreciate you and Henry having me out today. And shout out to the studio. Shout out to the audience that's listening. I hope you fans keep on tuning in to KUHS. It's real. I really appreciate it. It's been a blast. Thank you.
It has been a blast, and I thank you so much for coming. You don't know how excited I've been all week, bro. Just to have you in the studio, texting people, telling people to make sure they tune in to hear what Ayinde has to say. And you always have a lot to say. So, like I said before, time flies when we're having a good time. So,
Music Alive
Music
here
Alive.
on KUHS Radio, Denver, Colorado with DJ Jess. I'm your host, Henry Archuleta. And with that said, where are we going, Jess?
we got one more. Ayinde Russell, Clear Your Throat. Before we go, talk about that a little bit. Clear Your Throat.
The hook is really like the basis of the song is sometimes you got to clear your throat so you can speak your mind and keep it straight with folks. Drop the line and let them take a quote, get it off your chest with the words you spoke. That was kind of the headliner on the album. That's the first song on the poetry album I released. And so I think for me it was just more or less about like I'm gonna be in the space of this project, everything that I am. You know what I mean? I'm gonna lay it out there like that. And so it's that, man.
Sometimes you got to clear your throat.
Ayinde Russell. Thank you very much.
Coming up next after this, Clear Your Throat. Top 20.
Top 20.
Let's do the top 20.
Top 20 out of Hollywood.
Straight out of
We're
Hollywood.
syndicated with the top 20.
But before that, we're going to leave you with one and only Ayinde Russell. Clear Your Throat right here, only on KUHSdenver.com.